If hypersexuality were just biology, it wouldn't leave you drained, foggy, empty, and craving more. If desire were natural, it wouldn't feel hijacked, compulsive, and disconnected from fulfillment. And if this world were designed for your growth, the most powerful creative energy in your body wouldn't be relentlessly exploited. Because what you call being horny is often not desire at all, it's activation. And once you see how the system feeds on sexual energy, you'll never experience urges the same way again. Hypersexuality is not you being horny, it's not biology, it's not normal human desire. It's manufactured, manipulated, engineered. A system designed to hijack the most explosive energy your body can produce, sexual energy, and convert it into an extraction event. Because nothing generates loosh like sexual charge. And the system knows it. Your sexual energy is not just energy, it is creative force. The same frequency that builds life, shapes reality, and animates consciousness itself. Creation energy. This is the part they never tell you. The archonic system cannot generate this energy on its own. It cannot create life. It cannot originate consciousness. It cannot produce organic frequency. So what do parasites do? They feed. And what do manipulators do? They trick the host into producing more. That's the entire mechanism. Those random sexual thoughts that hit you out of nowhere, that sudden urge, that spike without context, that porn craving that appears from silence. Most of the time, it's not you, it's energetic whispering. Subtle nudges that feel like your own mind because they use your internal voice. They don't need to control your body, they don't need to overpower your will. They steer your frequency. And that flesh is that frequency. That's why this system pushes that into the body. Look at the food system, rotten flesh, fear-soaked muscle tissue, hormone-loaded corpses, parasite-filled animal remains. Consuming that collapses vibration. You drop your intuition from clarity into craving, from sovereignty into impulse. A body flooded with animal hormones becomes a receiver, a biological antenna for suggestion. You think you're experiencing desire? No, you're receiving a signal. You think the craving is yours? It's stimulated. In nature, parasites manipulate host behavior chemically. They alter appetite, they alter risk-taking, they alter mating behavior. Now scale that up energetically. Hypersexual thoughts, compulsive urges, addiction to stimulation, obsessive fantasy, emotional volatility, constant need for release. This is not personality, this is possession by suggestion. The reason it feels like you is because it uses your inner voice. They don't overpower you, they nudge. They flash an image, trigger a memory, amplify an insecurity, spark a fantasy, create a sensation in a body. And suddenly you think, well, I'm really horny today. No, you've been activated to produce loosh. The harvesting loop is very simple. They drop a thought, you feel the urge, you seek stimulation, you release. Energy explodes outward from your field. They feed. You feel drained, foggy, disconnected, and that low state makes you easier to whisper to again. That's the loop. And notice something important? Hypersexuality rarely comes with clarity or fulfillment. It comes with fatigue, brain fog, emotional flatness, shame, emptiness, craving more stimulation. That's because you are not being fulfilled. You're being milked. They don't feed on sex, they feed on disconnection. Let's stop for a moment. If what I'm saying triggers discomfort, denial, arousal, or resistance, notice that. Not because it's wrong, but because the system feeds on reaction. I'm not asking you to believe this. I'm asking you to observe yourself. Because the moment you stop reacting, the moment you become non-reactive, neutral, sovereign, the feeding stops. Stillness starves parasites, presence collapses manipulation. Awareness without reaction is unharvestable. They don't want you still, they want you stimulated. That's why sexual liberation was hijacked. Not to free humanity, but to drain it. Turn sacred creative force into compulsive discharge. Turn intimacy into dopamine farming. Turn bodies into generators. Porn is not entertainment. It's a frequency weapon. Endless novelty, artificial stimulation, hyper-exaggerated imagery. Activation without integration. A perfect loosh factory. The more disconnected you feel afterwards, the more likely you are to return. Not for pleasure, but to escape the emptiness created by the last release. That's not desire, that's addiction by energetic design. And here's the part most people miss. Sexual energy itself is not the problem, it's the threat. That's why it's targeted. Your sexual energy is not a weapon against you, it's a weapon against them. When sexual energy is retained, integrated, and consciously directed, your mind becomes harder to infiltrate. Your intuition becomes louder, your nervous system stabilizes, your aura straightens, your frequency rises beyond reach. This is why ancient sovereignty traditions taught sexual discipline, not repression, mastery. Uncontrolled release makes the mind porous. Conscious control sharpens perception. Hyper-sexuality is not your fault. It's a strategic, energetic manipulation designed to keep humanity distracted, depleted, emotionally unstable, and constantly producing the one thing the system cannot create: our life force, creation energy, loosh. Once you see the game, it stops working. The whispers lose power when observed. The urges weakens when not acted on. The loop breaks when stimulation is refused. You don't need to fight your sexuality, you need to reclaim it. Because when sexual energy stops leaking unconsciously, something happens. Clarity returns. Drive stabilizes. Emotions regulates. Intuition sharpens. Not because you're repressing anything, but because there is nothing left to feed on. Hypersexuality was never freedom, it was the leash. And if this video resonated, don't share it everywhere. Share it with the one person who feels trapped in urges they cannot explain. This is not about believing anything. It's about remembering. Stay awake, stay sovereign, walk free.